What's up? It is I, Solar Loon. How's everything going? Today I'm going to be using my webcam here because I forgot to charge the battery in my camera, my actual good camera. So I'm not sure how long that would last. I need to get a main adapter / an AC adapter. But hey, it's been a while. I've been doing stuff with Master Plan for a couple of weeks, and now I'm gonna be working on I Know Who I Am on stream for everybody here. So what's up? How's everyone doing? Boone D says it's the Solar Stash. Yeah, it's the Solar Stash indeed. Everyone's saying hello. Hello. Nice to be here. It's been a little bit of a while. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Get cracking. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I Know Who I Am is an adventure game being made in Godot. It's been going on for a year and some change, and it's approaching completion. And so today I'm going to be working on this to a little bit of a degree. Let me see if I can get some music going on the side here. Well, let me put it on this screen over here. Let's see. I've been listening to Going Under. That OST is... Man, it is really good. There's so many. It's just like, like none of the songs are like, oh, I don't want to hear this. It's like all of the songs are at least like, okay, you know, you jam to it a little bit, and then some of the best songs are just fantastic. They're just fantastic. So I've been listening to that for a while, and it's been just fantastic work on that OST there. Bundy says transition. Yeah, OBS has a little bit of a couple of transitions you can use, and so I just switched up a little bit. All right, let me get just something nice and smooth. This can work. Yeah, this will do. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Music's coming through. Not too loud. Let me actually do it like this. Hold on. Because I don't want any kind of a... problem with audio. All right, that should be good. And I can be a little quieter. There we go, there we go, there we go. Cool. All right, so yeah, so it's a 2D adventure game. I've been working on it for the past year and some change, and now I'm gonna approach completion here. So the last thing I was working on was a area. Oh, and let me step back a little bit. Something I actually liked that I was thinking about back when I was working on this more heavily was looking at Yume Nikki. That's a game that I'm trying to draw inspiration from. I never played it, but I like the idea of basically going into different dreams, or going into a dream and basically exploring the realms within that dream and kind of coming to terms with, you know, exploring a person's internal psyche. That kind of an idea is cool. Also, that music didn't loop. Let me make sure it does loop. There we go, now it's looping. And so if we look up real quick for some inspiration, the Yume Nikki wiki, Yume Nikki wiki, has, you know, a variety of basically, you know, walkthroughs / overviews. It shows the different areas you can go to and stuff like that. And I like just examining this kind of gave me some ideas of like, oh, you know, we could have sub areas. We could have, you know, an area that, you know, maybe serves an exploration, kind of the purpose of exploration, and then you go into a specific area or a specific doorway in there, and it has like almost like a fixed encounter room. This is an example of that in a sense, in that the FC Worlds or Famicom Worlds world is a area where basically it looks like a, you know, a Nintendo game, and also it's kind of like in a little fixed layout like this. And so I like that idea of basically like, what if it's kind of like a sub dungeon or a sub area, and so that's where I got this idea for the phone house, where basically you go in here and this is kind of like a set of puzzles, kind of centering around the concept of communication. That's something that humans do and humans should value and try to work on, and so that's what basically this area is all about. It's about communication. And so if you go in here and let me see, yeah, it seems like I'm still maintaining CCFPS. Fantastic. There we go. And so you can walk around and, you know, talk to people and stuff, but basically this being the phone house, you talk to this guy who's the phone man, and he's like wearing like a phone disguise almost on his head, and he basically talks about how to convey your true feelings. And so I showed this in a previous video before, and then you go in here and you go into the actual dungeon, which I guess I'll show now because I was gonna just go to the actual room where it starts, but that's unnecessary. Let's just actually skip through the dialogue and kind of get started. So yeah, this is where the phone dungeon is, or phone house is. You can examine the phone. There's no one on the line. You can look around the room. The phone starts ringing, and then you can talk to it. So the core idea here is about communication and basically getting to know what's, you know, kind of who is this guy, as well as, you know, what is communication all about. And this is kind of where the puzzle element comes in, because the core idea is, in order to get through the dungeon, you'll have to, let's see, Bundi says, reminds me of the phone thing from Link's Awakening. Kind of does. Kind of is similar. But the basic puzzle that I have here is essentially you have to, like, a button in the room will activate an element, like open a door or whatever, you know, something like that. But it will only do so when it has power. So you have to figure out, like, how can I get power to this other button? And so it's just kind of like some basic, kind of like power line puzzles. And then that allows you to move on. So that's the basic puzzle that I have, and I want to expand on that and basically explore that kind of riff on that puzzle. And so I have a couple of ideas for that, and I'm going to pull up master plan over here. This is something that I've been, yeah, okay, we're good. This is something that I've been kind of working on a little bit, or mapping out to kind of get a good mental idea of how this puzzle should work. So you come in here, you go north, right? Then you go ahead and click the button. Did I guess I didn't look at the map when I was drawing this one because it's just off. It's flipped. That's interesting. This button. Oh no, this is right. This should be over here actually. I'm not sure why I did it like that. No, it's completely incorrect. It's interesting. Why did I do that? All right. So anyway, so you come in here. And then there's the button here you click on, or maybe I made this earlier, I don't know. So you click on this button, and then you can click on this button, and then you click from here to there. Okay, now the door is open, and then you can move on. So maybe oh, this was a different puzzle. This was a completely different puzzle. Oh, that's why I just said first puzzle here. Psh, that was my bad. Okay, let's go back. So this is this. Okay, so this button goes down here. We can delete this first puzzle. So we had a button here, we got a button there. We have an arrow here. It goes like this. Actually, it goes the other way. So from this button to this button, and then from this button out to this door, and there's the phone. Okay, so this is the second puzzle that I'd like to implement. Tanko Spirit says, hey, what's up? How you doing, Solar? I'm doing well, thank you very much for stopping by the stream. Always a pleasure to have people popping by. Oh, there's probably cutting or rather like visual tearing or something. Let me fix that real quick. I always forget to do that. There we go. All right, so this is the puzzle that I think would be cool, would be if there was phone numbers on the wall and you had to basically use them in some respect to push through, to basically open this door. Or maybe there's multiple buttons and you have to basically figure out, like, there's something covering the ground so you can't see where the lines lead, and you have to figure out which buttons to push, something like that. I want it to be something related to phone numbers. So phone numbers are 7 digits long, right? In the US, at least, assuming you're in the same area code. It's like, 121 212 1. Yeah, like 111 for the area code, 222 3333. So if there's 7 spots for a digit, then that could be maybe part of the puzzle. Like maybe in this area you can see a wall with maybe 3 of the digits, and then maybe somewhere else you can see someone else, like someone might tell you the other 4 digits, and then you have to figure out basically how that corresponds to a series of buttons. So that gives you a basic idea. So maybe that'll work, and the buttons themselves will be like this, but they'll have just a little light on them, so you can't see the lines that lead to the buttons and that shows the power, but instead you'll just trigger the buttons to basically turn them on or off in the correct order, the correct sequence, to basically allow you to proceed. So that seems fine. That seems like a fine puzzle. Let's go ahead and launch a sprite, and we're gonna go ahead and design that quick button sprite. Should be relatively quick and easy. Let's see. What is this called? Connection node? No, connection door button, connection button. Let's see, connection node. Let me do a search to see if I can find it. I'm not sure what I called it. Standing button, okay. Okay, so this is the button here. It's got just a very simple animation. So we're just going to modify this with a little light. We're just gonna add a light on top. Let's make the shadow like that. And then Yeah, that seems good. So we'll go with something maybe like green. Green for on seems pretty good, or maybe blue. Yeah, I think that's better. Maybe make it a little wider. It's got to be noticeable that it's on, but it shouldn't detract from the design of the button. I think that's good. That's fine. Alright, so now we'll just copy those. This can link. And then just do it again without the light on. There we go. Now we go over to Sprite. Standing button. Animation. It's got 3 horizontal frames. There we go. Okay. So now we have basically an idle where it's off, a click when it's off, and then an idle when it's on, and a click when it's on. Rashad Z says, make it red, then it would be a TNT switch. Well, we're not trying to blow anybody up, so that's not the ideal. So idle off, and then press, rename this, press off. Now, yeah. Oh wait, no, why am I? Well, yeah, this, I'm overthinking this, or I'm not doing this correctly, you could say. Let's leave the button alone, and instead just make lights on the walls that turn on or off. And make lights on the walls that turn on or off depending on whether the button is pressed or not. That is better because that means that we don't have to basically do any logic on the button. The button handles pressing, the light indicates state. It just makes it simpler to implement. So we don't have to like say, is the button on or off? You know, do we care if the button, like, you know, because here I'm using the buttons as kind of like a switch that carries power. So the buttons themselves never are on or off. They just either do something or don't, depending on whether they're powered. Although, yeah, that's fine. So I think that's fine for now. This is part of game development, is trying to figure out how stupid is something. All right, so now we're gonna make a light. We're gonna make a little indication light. That's fine. Okay, yeah. So this is going to be a small light. This actually could be called like an indication light or something, because it's not a lamp. Let me do that so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, light. This should be indication light. Let's make sure that we rename this correctly. Yeah. Cool. So, well, we can animate this a little bit. We might as well, right? All right, so let's go ahead and actually make this. So we're just gonna do this kind of a stupid way and just say we're gonna duplicate the standing button and name it indication light. We want to put the sprite in here. Oh, we want to put the sprite in here from here. Okay, there we go. It doesn't need a collision shape because it's going to be on a wall, which means it doesn't need to be a static object. Let's change it back to a node 2D. It doesn't need a sound, so it's just an animation. Rashadzi says, you have button sound effects? Yeah, or that was something else. I heard some screeching noise when you toggled between states. It might have been a bird outside my window. It honestly might have been a bird outside my window, because there's a bird out there. at least one. I think there's a blue jay outside my window or something. I don't know. All right, let's see. So this is gonna be a lit, or I guess we'll just say on and off. Rename off. The sprite itself has, yeah, 2 vertical, 2 horizontal. So on is just, oops, that. On is just frame 1 followed by frame 2. Let's loop it. It's a little fast. Let's go for maybe 0.1 seconds. Still a little fast. Let's try 0.2. Okay, that's better, I think. I think it's good. Cool, so this is a indication light, and we're basically done. We can actually make it look a little more interesting, I think. Yeah, it doesn't have to be so plain. There we go. Cool. Yeah, we're good. So now, when we go to... And so this is, I think, part of why I, well, now when we go to Phone House and start to make it, we can use this. But this is kind of part of why I was like, I wanted to make maps with master plan is, you start designing an entire room and then it's like, oh, well, this doesn't really fit in as Phone House 4. This should be Phone House maybe 6, or 5, or 7 or something. Phone House 4 is now going to be this puzzle here with the phone numbers. So with that in mind, like now we have to, like I have to change the transports. So it's just like, this is helpful because now I don't have to do this in my mind. I can actually, or on paper, I can have a tool that helps me to do this. So the player's gonna walk in, he's gonna basically see probably this button and maybe push it and like not really know what's going on. He should head over to the left and see that's where the door is. Maybe head over to the left again, see that's where the phone numbers are. Come back over here. Well, actually, these would be all the buttons. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And then maybe like over here would be a different room where there's a guy. So there's like a guy who tells you like something about phones, right? So actually, I think I have a NPC specifically for this, like a little sprite. Yeah. Okay, so there's a little dude. So there's a dude here who talks about phone. Oops. A dude here who talks about like phones maybe. And then there's something on the wall here that talks about phone numbers. And so there you go. That's the puzzle. Cool. So let's go ahead and actually design it. So this is it. So let's go ahead and pull up tiled, which it's not there. I have to go to itch. And let's also change the music because this has been a fair few minutes. Let's jump over to something else. Alright, cool. So let's kick all these out. So yeah, this is phone house 3, right? This is no longer phone house 4. This is like, yeah, something else. So this, I can't actually rename this from here. I'm just gonna rename that to something. I'm gonna also delete. No, that's okay, I guess. Rename this phone house something. Okay, there we go. It's gonna need to fix the dependencies. Let's find it. Maps, phone house something. Okay. All right, there. Cool. So now, Rashad Z says, do you use version control for your game? Yes. Yes, I do. I highly recommend people to use version control for their game. It is of the utmost importance, basically. Like, it's really important. So, yeah. Alright, so what we're going to do now... Let's see. What we're going to do now is we're going to actually make the map. That's right. So, generally, I know roughly how big the map should be to kind of be one screen big, one screen large. So let's take a look at the plan again. Okay, so you come in, right? So that would be like coming in here. And then you have your button row. Should the player see the button row at first? I think not. I think he should probably see maybe the door first and the ending button and be like, what's the button for? Then he kind of looks around and finds other things. So maybe we should design it more like this. Oops. Okay, so I did all that and I completely forgot why I did it. Okay, so the player should basically start here, or rather here. Grab everything. There we go. Okay, so the player starts here, he sees the button, sees the door, and then sees he has a couple of options. One leads to the left, one leads off to the right. I kind of like the idea of this being a different room. Boon D says, oh, it might be nice to add a selection feature to maps so you can move tiles. Yeah, move everything together. Yeah. I should do that as well for normal tasks, so that if you have like a task like this, right, and then you move this, well, like that, you move this one, they move together, you know. That would be nice. That would be a good thing to add. Okay, but basically I think the idea is that the player goes in and then sees the button and the door and knows, you know, to try the button, figures that it doesn't work, and then kind of looks around. And this kind of gives him some general ideas. This doesn't have to be this far. this doesn't have to be this far, but just for the sake of writing it out, drawing it out, I guess that's why it was so far. I don't know. Okay. There we go. So that's encapsulated what I think would be good. Let me start Visual Code real quick. I'm gonna need this anyway, but I want to write down something I've just noticed about maps, or moving tiles. Here, moving tasks should not allow. Also, let me know if it's blurry or anything. because I am. It probably actually will be blurry because my screen is a 1440p. Let me zoom in here. That might help. Yeah, let me zoom in a little bit because my screen is 1440p, but I'm downsampling to 1080p, so it's going to be blurry. So making the screen a little bit bigger visually should help. Okay, so I just want to write this down. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over to Godot. And while that's loading, so we want to go ahead and design this. So let's start with a new map. This will be phone house 4. No, .tmx. There we go. We want to use this tile probably. Yeah. Let's put this. So you walk in. I just got an idea of, this is unrelated, but what if there was a puzzle where it's like everything is slightly off, like everything is like two tiles left for some reason, like everything just feels like pushed to one side. I wonder if people would pick up on that. Like, why is the table so far over to this side? Why is the phone to this side? Why are the pictures to this side? Like everything's shifted to the left. That'd be an interesting visual kind of metaphor for something. Anyway. Alright, let's see. So this is good. So then what we want to do, let me just keep it like this for now. That's weird. I can't rotate it when it's in full view like that. That's weird. Alright, well, whatever. We know where we're going with this. Lucretia says, my boy S to the Oler to the Loon, how's it been? I've been doing well, Lucretius. Thank you for the 90s rap shout out. Always a pleasure. always a fan. Let's see how far or how wide openings are. It's usually 2. Okay, so we're good. Yeah. All right. So let me make this big. So we're going to basically have them enter, or press a button. Then there's a door here. And then an exit over here. I think we're... Yeah, I think that'd be pretty solid. We could also make this kind of come in a little bit there. Just make it a little more visually interesting. Let's see, where's our corners? There it is, okay. Alright, there we go. Lucretia says, have you tried any other tile map software? I see tons of indie ones on Twitter all the time. They look pretty good. No, I have not. Tiled works fine for my purposes, but I just haven't investigated any others because I haven't needed to. If you know of any others that are like choice, then yeah, hit me up, please. Let me know, or post them in the chat if you have heard of them before. The only one I am somewhat familiar with is like Ogmo. or not familiar with, but I've heard before. I think there was another one. There was another one elsewhere, but I don't remember what it was called. Tile setter? But no, I think that's for making tile sets, not for making tile maps. I'm not sure. So yeah, if you have any that you would recommend or know about, then yeah, please let me know. Okay, so I'm thinking that you probably want to walk a little bit before you see the other buttons, and then walk more before you get to the NPC. So I'm thinking it would be interesting if it took place across multiple rooms. That way you kind of, the player kind of knows like, oh, you know, the things I do in one room might influence things in another room, that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm gonna actually create another map for the buttons, because that allows them to be front and center, allows you to kind of know they're important. I'm just thinking. I guess it doesn't really matter. The buttons can be here as well. That's fine, I guess. I mean, because it doesn't. Well, no. I like the idea of you, yeah, like thinking about it and having to come to a conclusion. Lucretia says, when you plan adding word wrap to master plan. By the way, I left a few suggestions for Mac shortcuts on itch. Yes, word wrap. I don't know. For now, I mean, just for now, it's just been like press enter to make your own wrap. That was a little loud, actually. The music was a little loud. Yeah, press enter to make your own word wrap. That works okay. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to word wrapping, because it's like a soft new line. It's like a new line only when, well, I guess that's what it is. It's a new line in the text box, but not when actually drawing the text. So, like on the plan. So I guess I could get around to it. Let me write that down, because it's not actually too complicated. It seems like to do. Where are we? Oh, this is. Did it just close the window? Oh no, it didn't. Let me see here. It being kind of big is throwing me off a tad. There we go. Yeah, so let me add this to the shorthand to-do list, which is just to investigate word wrap for text boxes. Okay. Oh yeah, and the Mac shortcuts, I have to investigate that, because I'm not sure if it's something I can solve really, but I'll definitely do my best to solve it. I'm just not sure if it's something I can really do in a timely manner, because it has to do with input. And if it's just like, oh yeah, you know, Raylib is reporting, it's just not catching the super key / the Apple key press on Mac, then there's not really anything I can do about that. However, it doesn't seem like other people are having the issue, so I have to investigate it. Lucretia says, if you don't want to do it, would you mind if I did a PR for your repo? Yeah, sure. I'm open for people to add things to master plan. That's completely fine. I just want it to be done, you know, logically. But like, if you have something you'd like to implement, please do implement it. And yeah, I mean, you know, if it's like something I don't want anyone to waste their time. But yeah, if you want to implement something, absolutely. If it's something that's like, oh yeah, I'm working on it right now, then you might just choose not to do it, but yeah, I don't mind at all. It's crazy how, like, colors have context. Like when you look at this color in this corner of the tile sheet that I can't drag over for some reason. Yeah, I just can't drag it over for no reason. Why can't I drag it down there, but I can't drag it here? Why can't I drag it there now? Okay, but you look at this and it looks kind of green. This color and this light green, but then when you look at the same color over here, it looks gray. It looks dark gray. That's interesting. Yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and keep plugging away at this. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this is where the buttons are going to be, with the lights. And then here's the last button with the door, and then there's a couple other rooms. Okay. So let's resize this a little bit. Because it's going to be like button roughly here, here, here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that too much room? Because each button is only 16 by 16, right? Let's start making it. Yeah, it was already named correctly. I was like, wait a second. Alright, phone house 4, save. Instance. What's it called? Tile map. Let's see. This here. We want the player. Cool. Let's see. Lukicha says, I will just try fixing the Mac keys. But yeah, my master plan is really coming along. I really like how it's local. And just having a simple grid is so nice. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that people are finding it useful. Because like the fact that you don't have to bring up like a web browser, you don't have to keep a web browser open, and you don't have to like log in and all that stuff. It just it's clean. I like that. It's just it starts up, it's there. I'm sure people felt this way about like Photoshop and stuff before. Like, you know, when Photoshop wasn't like bogged down by an absurdly well, I can't even talk really about Photoshop because I don't use it. So maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. But it just seems like, you know, Adobe is pushing really heavily for like, you know, software as a service, you know, pay yearly for Adobe Photoshop, pay yearly for this stuff, as an example. And, you know, you don't want to have to have a web browser or accounts or anything like that. You just want to be able to open your art program and get arting, or open your tile program and start laying down tiles. Ninja says it's, the launcher is annoying. Yeah, so I mean, like, I don't know. I haven't used Adobe ever. Photoshop. Well, I've had Photoshop years and years ago, like 15 years ago or something. So I don't know about their latest, like the latest kind of push as a yearly product or yearly sales. But then again, if they update it regularly with stuff that people want, then who am I to say otherwise? Because I don't use it. Lucretia says the infinite workspace and grid is so underused in apps. Yeah, I don't know how viable it is, because, you know, the more you put stuff on an infinite grid, the more that it's going to be updating and stuff. So in master plan, you know, you can spread it across multiple boards, so you don't want to have to just like spiral your plan outwards, but you can spiral your plan outwards. Like, that's something you can do. So yeah, but I think that in general you want, or you're right that, like, I'm trying to go for kind of like a clean, expansive, personalizable. I know that's not a word, but I'm trying to think of the alternative, what it's actually called. Wow, I can't think of it. But basically something you can personalize. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Luigi says you can make it like a game and only update things inside the frustrum. Yeah, that's what I am doing. No, I think I'm updating everything. I'm drawing things only inside the frustrum. Why am I only updating? Oh, because like if you have a timer, it needs to like go off, regardless of whether you're looking at it or not. Same thing for sounds. They need to play and update their play information regardless of whether you're looking at it directly. But I might be able to kind of simplify that. Let me write that down too, because I can take another look at it. I guess it's not that important, but like I know that drawing is I believe drawing is like the slowest thing for master plan by far, but I'll still investigate updating tasks only within view frustrum. Alright, so let's see. So map, size map. Okay, so we want it to be a little bit bigger. And that's all 7, so I think we should be good to go ahead and kind of box this off here. Alright, cool. And it wouldn't be much of a puzzle if they gave you the answers immediately, so making you kind of walk around and look around and explore and get some information is always a good idea for puzzles. Cool. Let me check something real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Lucretia says, what genre would you say this game you're working on is? I would say, I would call it a character adventure game. Just because you control a character, but it's basically a point and click. Like, you have puzzles like a point and click, you walk around and talk to people and have multiple choice questions and answers like a point and click sometimes does. But you're controlling a character with your arrow keys. So it's, a point and click as if it was made in RPG Maker or something like that. Or on a Game Boy Advance or something like that. Let's reload it. Okay, now it's getting fleshed out. Okay, so let's go ahead and put in our buttons here. Standing button.tscn. What? Oh. Whoops. Okay, so I actually accidentally wrote over the standing button. Wait, what? So. Okay, so I wrote over I wrote over the standing button with the indication light, and I wrote over the indication light with the standing button. I guess I must have just moved and not been looking. No, I'm glad I did this then. Glad I have a version control. So let's go ahead and roll back the. No, just let me. Standing button. Oh, keep looking. Whatever. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. So we want to. Oh no, I didn't commit it first. Oh no. That's a shame. All right. Let me roll back here. I have to commit my changes before I make any further errors. So the standing button is this now. Yeah, there's no way to undo it. That would be a nice feature for Godot, would be a per scene undo redo, because like undoing and going to a different scene, like that's not what I want. Okay, so since I screwed this up royally, Huh. Well, I'm just like genuinely like, is there anything I can do about this apart from just like recoding? Not recoding it, but like recreating this. That'll take a couple minutes. And I don't think there is. I think I just learned why it's important to start off any session with version control. Alright, well, I guess... Okay, that's what I'll do. I guess it's unfortunate. Well, not unfortunate. I'll just do this. I'll instance a child scene, right? And it will be the indication lamp. Which... and we want to make the children editable. No, we want to make it local. Okay. So we have the standing button here. So this is actually what we want. So we want to change this type to static by 2D, and then we want to delete these and then move these into here. Then delete the original, and now we're oh, we have to. Let's move this first to have a position of 0, 0, then move this stuff. Wait. Then delete this stuff, then move this stuff out here, and then delete this. Then rename this back to standing button, and now we're back in business. Sprite isn't animating. Why isn't Sprite animating? Oh, it's because the... Why can't I... Alright, well, anyway, I think that this is correct. I just have to fix something here. Frame. Why can't I press enter here? Oh, is the animation... Yeah, I think the animation might be like not... Alright, let's do this. Let's just delete... No, I don't really want to do that. Oh. I don't understand. Okay, so anyway. Like, I can't... Is this a... Maybe it's a bug? Because I press enter. I have no idea. Yeah, like I'm pressing enter. Okay, yeah, I guess that's just a bug. I'm not sure how these bugs get in, dude. 3.2.3, okay, well. Like you're pressing... Oh, that's so weird. What's that? Okay. This is weird. Anyway, it's like it's not updating. Whatever. Lucretius, yeah. So basically, I'll have to report this later, I suppose. But yeah, this is an adventure game. So the goal is to walk around, talk to people, solve puzzles. Nothing particularly out of the ordinary, but it's a little bit different. What's the issue? It's basically like, you know, normally you can edit the text here. I'm not sure why I can. There we go. Normally you can edit the text in these areas by clicking in them. That allows you to basically like change which sprite is referring to. So instead of referring to this sprite, it can refer to, for example, this sprite. If we change this from sprite frame to sprite 2 frame, now it's referring to this this one. So as you can see, it's animating that one instead of the original, because it's no longer pointing to sprite 2. However, when I'm pressing enter to change that text, it's not actually closing this text box, and it's not updating the view. Like, I have to click off of it and then click back. So yeah, it's just a weird bug. Not sure how it got in. Yeah, so that's super weird. Definitely wasn't there like last version, I don't think. Oh, what's in errors? Couldn't resolve track. Node not found. Node not found. Maybe it's referring to that. Let's see. So let's try this again. So Sprite 2. It's over there. Sprite 1 here. Sprite 2 enter. Yeah, definitely should have changed it. It did change it. It is updating the new one, and it did not. There is no error. It's just for some reason not doing what it needs to do. It's not doing that part, that step. Really weird. Oh, the debugger 256 warnings and errors. Yeah, there's just like something I don't actually like very much about Godot in general, not in general, but something I just don't like very much is this, like, if a node can't be found, it will generate an error. That's not necessarily an error, it just means, you know, if it's there, get it. If it's not, that's fine. I mean, I guess the alternative would be like, set it to null, then if, you know, the parent has the node, then set the variable to be the get, you know, the result. It's just not great. Also, where are these? Metadata. Yeah. So like this, if child.getMeta is not equal to null, is there a has meta? No? Yes? Okay, there is has meta, so I guess I should use has meta here instead of get meta. He says, Lucretia says get node or null. Why does this even exist? Like that, I'm like genuinely kind of stunned because it's like, why? Like, if get node doesn't exist, yeah, like why, if the path that does not exist, a null instance is returned and an error is logged. I feel like that's a step too far, logging an error when get node doesn't return anything, because you might expect it not to, like you might handle that. That's a bruh moment, because, well, actually I'm not sure if this was in here when I started working on this game. I don't think get node or null existed. Let me check to see when that was added. Maybe it was there and I just neglected to use it. I guess it doesn't really matter. Bundy says it might make sense to have the cache character use get node or null instead of get node though. Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like it's this just has a bad. I don't know if I have the right to say it, but it just feels like it has a bad code smell. Like this, you shouldn't have to make a variant of a function to do something that, like, I don't know. It just feels like, why does this exist? This exists because get node will return an error if the path you give it doesn't exist. Why is that a problem if it not existing is intentional? I don't know. I feel like has node, get node, and get node or null can all be rolled into one function. It could just be get node, and then if you get node and it does exist, then that's the equivalent of has node returning false. Get node returning a reference is the equivalent of has node. It's just like why do we have so many functions to do the same thing? I don't know. That's just the way it feels to me. It just feels like this could be just like simplified. I don't know. Yeah, get node or null should just be get node. I don't get this. Like, I don't get why have an additional function to do what the function already does. Like, this isn't even like a different function. It's the same function. It's literally the same thing. It just doesn't log an error. That's so stupid, dude. It's not stupid. I can't say it's stupid because there's somebody who spent like an hour or two of their life coding this. I feel like this is, you know, somebody who might, like, somebody's first, like, oh, I want to make this, and they're like, oh, here's, or I want to work on Godot, and someone's like, okay, here's some low-hanging fruit, some simple, you know, something that someone's been meaning to do, get node or null. And it's just like, that's not necessary. Like, it's not necessary. Lucretia says, in another hand, someone might want an insert whenever there's null, so I guess they should write a helper. Yeah, kinda. I mean, like, because get node or null would not, like, it's going to log an insert. I mean, log an error. You don't have a control over what error it logs, right? So it's just like, it's going to log an error. If you want to log your own error, or but even this, like, even the get node function, it doesn't fail if the node doesn't exist. If it failed, then it would kind of make sense if it, like, your game stopped, if it froze as though there was an error. But it just continues running, so it's like, well, what's the point? Like, why give an error that doesn't stop the game but clogs up the error list? Because now people who don't know have to replace get node with get node or null, and it's just like what? Why is this even two separate functions? It just doesn't make sense. Like, what's? I'm salty. I'm salty. The sodium chloride. Sodium chloride? Yeah, the NaCl, NaCl is rising in my blood. All right. Well, in any case, let's keep moving. Okay, so this is where the buttons would be if I had them. This is not the indication light. This is a standing button. The standing button has been restored. Let me make sure that that's correct. Yeah, okay, we're good. So let's go back and actually fix this. Why am I even, let's just, well, it's fine. This needs to be a node 2D. This needs to have a well, it needs an indication light, but it needs a sprite too, so sprite, indication light, 2. Maybe I can't tell if I'm just. I'm almost positive that this used to be different. Like, okay, this is off, right? There's no tracks in the animation. On, off. Okay, so I go to frame. Also, I named this incorrectly. This is off. Okay, so this off is gonna be on. My brain is scrambled a little bit, but okay, so on, right? We go to the sprite, we go to frame 1, we add a new track, create, nothing's here. You click on it, now it's there. Why? That's so weird. There's something with the process by which this updates is not working correctly. That's so weird. Okay. What? Yeah, there's. Wait. Okay, no, I just overrode it. I was like, what's going on? Okay. No. Yeah, this is definitely tripping. Okay, this is something that was in the most recent Godot. This is 3.2.3, just bugging. It's not just me. All right. Bundy says, yeah, I guess that's why get node should take an argument to return null if the node doesn't exist. Yeah, I would say it should. I would say it should just return null. I mean, but that's what the thing. Get node returns null whether the object exists or not. It's just a matter of do you want the function to return an error or not. If the object is null, I feel like get node should just return null, or it should just crash your game, and then you have to use get has node and then get node, or get node if you know it's there. But I don't really like this. Like get node will return null if it can't find it, but it will create an error that will clog up your game unless you use a different function. It's like, well, why even have it? Like, what's the it's neither strict nor relaxed. It's like it's a weird in between that doesn't help anyone. Let's see. How are you gonna end your streams with no null? Blah 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 blah. Okay, so anyway, null is fun. All right, so we're back to almost where we started. That's good. So off, on. Heard something in the background. All right, cool. So anyway, this is working now. So we got the indication light. It's working. It should probably always be under, actually. Like, we don't want it to be... Well, that's fine. I don't think we have to worry about that. All right, so let's just go ahead and get into this. So standing button. We know we want to put these in places like this. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Obvious problems, but yeah, that's definitely a good start. We want a Y sword. That's gonna help some things. Better. Camera's not following because I don't quite remember why the camera isn't following. Is it because I did something incorrectly? That's definitely possible. Phone house. It's been a while since I used Godot, so that might be why. Let's see. Oh, this is... Oh, it's supposed to be on the root. Okay, that's why. Alright, that definitely should help some things out. Never mind. Let's see. Non-existent int constructor. Ah, okay. False is also not null, everybody. Camera's still not following. I don't quite know offhand why. It's probably something super simple. So this is on the right, yeah, okay. Y sort player, yeah. Y sort player, yeah, okay. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay, saving and loading. Oh, I thought it was here that the limits of the camera were placed. I guess it's not. It's here. Okay. So tile map. Okay, tile map. Get node. So up. Have no tile map. Oh, maybe it's too thin? I really should separate those. It might be too, like, short. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Let's see. So if it's wider than a single screen or is shorter than a single, taller than a screen, and it's taller than a single screen, then we want to scroll. So really, can we separate these? Let's try to separate these real quick. Okay, so this should allow us to basically scroll independently of the width and height and stuff. It does not do that. Is that because I didn't save? No. Okay, so then I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, if x is greater than this, if y is greater than that. Okay, let's try that. Hey, Jaboy actually figured it out. Okay. So you press these buttons, they'll light up lights on the walls, and then you'll have to press a button over here and actually exit the doorway. Okay, so this seems like it's a pretty simple puzzle. Put a phone door in here. Okay. Yeah, can't go through the door. Excellent. Let's put another button over here. Yeah, it doesn't really need to be lit up or anything. Okay. So what we can do actually, let's create the lights here. There we go. Because that way we can just duplicate these, and also we can go over here. That's okay. Or actually, I could do this. And then put this a little further up. Reload. There we go. Cool. So, I think what we can do is just make it so that basically, if you press the button, the button's light will turn on. Then we can just duplicate all of this and basically interpret the buttons as a code, essentially. Alexandra's Cap says, do you follow any rules about how big a scene should be? Yume Nikki, for example, has some big maps. Generally, I make maps as large as I feel like they need to be. I don't like dead space in video games. Like just dead space. Like actual actual dead space. So I try to avoid that. Like, for example, in this example, the rooms are basically only as large as would comfortably fit the buttons, would comfortably fit the opening for the player to kind of look around in, maybe a little table or something over here. I don't really like to make them like huge. This is as an example, Phone House 1, super small. The back alleyway, as an example, again, really tight and compact. It works really well, I feel like, for video games to be compact and to not waste the player's time with just like walking around for no reason. I'm also not a fan of like games. I know that it's in Yume Nikki. I never played it, or again, yeah, never played it, never seen it. But I feel like there's definitely areas in Yume Nikki where it's just like you're walking around for minutes, just like trying to find something. Which is, there's nothing wrong with like exploration. That's not necessarily wrong, but I think there's also areas where it's just like, yeah, you're just walking. Like it's not actually about like a maze or trying to find anything or exploration. It really is. Let me see if I can find it actually. Let me see if I can find some examples of both good and bad areas in Yuminiki to kind of shed some light on this. Hold on. Okay, so let's see here. Locations, original locations, Forest World. Map of Forest World. So yeah, like this isn't great. Like if this door is where you spawn, which I think it is, that's where you come out of the Nexus, right? So like you're just walking basically. Like, you know, you're just kind of like it's not really a maze. You're just kind of walking. Like you have to know to walk over here, I'm guessing. Or maybe this guy is different from all the rest, so and that guy. So maybe you have to walk to them. Or maybe walk to the green guys. I don't know. But like if you're starting here, like I wouldn't want to make a map like that. I don't think in I Know Who I Am in Iquia, where it's like you start, you know, down here and you just have to know to walk all the way up here. It's like, where's the fun? Where's the appeal in that? I think that you know, there's definitely room for exploration and mazes or the feeling of not knowing where to go, but I think it should be a controlled feeling. I think you should try to go for that and not just be like, I'm going to pepper the map with little rocks, and one of the rocks is what you need to interact with, and you have to find it, and it's going to take you 30 minutes. It's like, why? Tony Powell says, yo, glad to see you streaming again, broski. Hello, thank you. To be streaming. Yeah. Yeah. So if you're not if you have any thoughts on Yuminiki or adventure games that kind of prioritize or just have this kind of gameplay where you're exploring and walking around for a large period of time, talk about it. You know, let me know in the comments, talk in the chat, let me know. Because I feel like that's something that, you know, people might have opinions on, but it's interesting to kind of explore it a little bit further and see why does it or does it not work. You know, I personally prefer to basically, if I'm going to have a big area, fill it with stuff. The game currently isn't huge, but each map is pretty packed with things to interact with or, you know, interesting looking areas. So none of it really feels like you're just walking, where you're just like, you know, you're walking down a gray street and you're just booking it for 30 minutes. Like, no, that's not really, you know, great. Alexandro says Yuminiki is too big sometimes. Fan games are even worse with size. Yeah, so I don't think you want to take the bad stuff. You want to take the good stuff from any game and avoid the bad stuff. And I think every game has some bad stuff it could be improved. It could improve upon. And I think that Yuminiki is a great example. Oh, okay. I was blanking. Like, why is this happening? Indicator light. It's yeah. Running a script. We don't need it to run a script. Yeah, I don't think we need it to run a script. Okay. Yeah, so I think there's definitely good things and bad things to take away from, you know, Yuminiki or really any game. Okay, this definitely seems to be working fine. So what we want to do is also, is it supposed to be dark in here? Have I set that precedent in the phone house areas? 4, 3. Oops. Okay. Let me see. Is it dark? No, it's not. Okay, so let me turn off video. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is basically make it so that when you click the standing button, it's gonna have an NPC brain. When you press the button, it will trigger the light, and then basically we just need to know which buttons are on, and that is the password. So it's a very basic puzzle. So this is fine. Why did I press? Why did I have this? Why did I do this? I'm interested. Okay, I wrote this in. I'm wondering why I never do anything with this. I can delete this. Okay, well that's fun. Let's make sure that standing button doesn't have any problems with that. Let's jump over to it. Clear. Save. Okay. Save. Alright, so... yeah, so anyway, so the way that this works is just gonna... I'm pretty sure I know what this is doing. Phone house 3. Connection button just... oh, it does. But why did I do that? Oh, I guess I did more at some point. Okay, so then let me go back and fix this. Because I was using, like, doing something that was kind of unnecessary. We can simplify this. Alexandro says, the repetitive tiles are a problem maybe. Having only trees in this forest level is realistic but confusing. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely room for that kind of an idea, because, you know, being lost in a forest, like that's a controlled feeling. That is a feeling that, you know, you want to have and you want to, you know, kind of have the player struggle with. You know, having a forest full of nothing, really no landmarks, and just walking around and just kind of being like, have I been here before? That's, you know, a cool feeling, but I think it needs to be controlled. A way to do this that a lot of games do, a lot of cool games have done this, is like have a, like Zelda, a Link's Awakening, you know, games like that, where it's like, oh, you go to the right and then you go north and then you go left and then you go north and then you're back to the start, and there's a specific path that you need to take to go ahead and exit the forest. But if you ever not take the wrong path, you'll just end up back at the start. So you'll know, like, you get the feeling of being lost, but you have to figure out how to proceed. It's not super kind of locked. Whereas this, I don't think is necessarily a great way. There's definitely advantages here, but the major disadvantage is that you could actually get lost here. Like, you could actually get into a situation where it's like you never come back to the start and you never find the end. Depending on how big this is. This isn't so bad. I feel like you could either find your way back or find your way to presumably, ostensibly, the goal. But I feel like you could also just kind of like really struggle for a while and just like never really find the goal and never find what you're supposed to do. Jeff Brooks says, hey, it's Solar Loon. Hello. Thanks for stopping by. So I made a change. I just need to fix this here. We don't want to do this anymore. We want to play an animation. The animation should be on the animation player here. It should be called press. And I think that should be it. Yeah, that should basically fix it. Let's go ahead and see if it does. It does not. Now, why does it not? I'm guessing because it couldn't find the node. Yeah, couldn't find it. Where is the node that I'm looking for? Animation player, same button. So, 2. Did I miss? Door button. See frames is 1, 2. Animation player. Get node. Let me see something real quick. Let's see something real quick. Is it just not gonna print things? Oh wait, it's because Oh, this is the door button. Okay, I need the connection button. Let's see here. I guess I want to print the name and not just the reference itself. Jeff Brooks says, hello, nice, Godo, I've been using that lately too. We talked on IRC, I'm Jeff Game Dev. Oh, hello. It's been a while since I used IRC. It's been a hot minute. NPC brain. Connection button, okay. TME5 or Time 5 maybe. Hi, random question. I have little experience in game dev, but I've always used bare bones systems like Love 2D. I'm thinking of trying something like Godot. Is there any disadvantage using a bigger game maker? You're gonna lose performance generally, but not a huge amount. You know, it's gonna be, you know, you're not really gonna notice the performance lost in general because, you know, most people aren't making games that are, you know, 8,000 FPS or something like that. You know, generally your game is you're gonna want to run it at 60 or 120 FPS, whatever the the refresh rate of the screen is. So for the most part, you know, you're gonna lose a little bit of FPS maybe, but big game engines tend to have like optimizations that would take time to make on your own. So that would be probably kind of the trade-off. Like if you were to make those optimizations or have a really optimized minimalist engine specifically made for your game, it would run faster and you'd have more control. But most people don't really want control; they want comfort and usability, which is where game engines tend to get you. All right. Well, it definitely is finding the animation player. So why isn't it playing the animation? Press. It might be spelling. Is it? Oh, it's press. Oh, it's pressed with the. It's like it's pressed with a capital P. What a stupid reason for me to have wasted several minutes. Oh yeah, same. I've been off IRC2. I think we were messing with the libgdx, messing around with libgdx back then. Yeah. Yeah, BDX, that's right. I was using Blender for game dev. Yeah, I miss the Blender game engine too. Even though the Blender game engine, why is this still not working? Even though the Blender game engine, wait. Cannot load source code. Let me reopen Godot because I feel like it might just be kind of tripping a little bit. Retry. Well, once I load this. There we go. Yeah, I kind of miss it. I feel like you know, Blender has some great capabilities and nice additional features and stuff like that, but at the same time, you know, it was kind of stagnant. So it's like, if I could kind of keep using Blender and still make the kind of stuff that I'm making now, that would be fantastic. But unfortunately, that's just not how it is. So this still isn't animating or playing the animation that we're trying to get it to play, and I'm wondering why. Let's see. Play anim, get node. Okay, so it's getting the node, and then it's playing the animation. That's correct. Node.play. I always assumed game framework tools were less flexible, but my only reference was using GameMaker in like 2009. Thanks for answering. No problem. Yeah, I would generally recommend game engines to people. But I mean, if you want to make a game using like Love 2D or Flash Punks or Hacks Punk or I guess Flashpunk might be a little deprecated now, but if you want to make something with that, you definitely could. There's nothing wrong with that. Press, yeah, press is capitalized. Why is it not working? Okay, let me try something real quick. Let me see, is it running the event or? Yeah, play. Oh, this is the door button. Let's see, connection button. This is weird. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Tony says, "Is that a bird in the background?" Yeah. Lucretia says, "What are those then if play this?" I'm not if then. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Lucretius. If then, these are if statements for this scripting language. Well, it's not really a scripting language. It's just kind of a for my like scripting like animation system or event system. I'm not sure why it's not playing the animation. What if it's playing the animation and for some reason it got janked? Like it's not working. Let's go to standing button. And things like this just kind of happen when you're making games. I'm not sure why. There's nothing here. Well, la-di-da, there we go. I'm not sure what happened because the idle is there. Kinda. Okay, well. What? Didn't I have the... What? Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Because I'm pretty sure at this stage that Godot's kind of messing with me. So I'm gonna commit my changes and then move on. So let's get this fixed, then commit the changes, and then move on. We want to unmute audio because we have to redo this. Okay. Alright, so click. Okay. We want to add a audio playback, audio stream player 2D. Save this. Okay. Cool. Save. Let's commit this over in VS Code. I'm just gonna commit everything because actually, except for the APK I made here, we don't need that. That's a build artifact. We don't need that. Okay, so everything else should be good. So we're just gonna say work. Yes. There we go. Cool. Now, right, we can get back to work. All right, so let's make sure that this is working. Teammate E says, "Right, get it, ignore." Yeah, I think I do have a. There we go. I think I do have a get it, ignore. Let me see if it's in there. I don't have a get ignore. Okay, well, in my face, I guess. I do have a get ignore. It's right there. Okay, so APK. Let's add that in there. Oh, I already have one in the build directory. Why did it try to put this in there? That's weird. Okay. In any case. Let me see here. Okay, we're good, we're good. Alright, so... Oh, star for subfolders? Oh, because it's a subfolder. I see. Star. Okay, I'll keep that in mind, or hopefully I won't have to keep that in mind. Alright, so we're good, This is working now. So let's go back to Phone House 6, or 4. Press the button. Oh, there's no... Oh no, it was over here. So we want to be able to press the button and then trigger this. Okay. So let's go over to Phone House 3. Whoops. Okay, so we want to copy all this. Go to Phone House 4. Yeah, and we're just going to copy all this. So this is going to be the door button. So I'll do plus 4, and we're going to play the opening door. Okay, so this is where we need to get that fixed. This is not correct. Okay, so connection button. This is going to be the button with, I guess we'll just say, yeah, we'll just say call it a button. We'll call it code button. There we go. And then we'll rename this code button. NPC ring. Another annoying issue here. Like the properties aren't showing up here. I'm not sure why. There we go. Okay. So now we're looking for code button. Okay, so the label's the code button. So when you press the button, it will run this code, which is just press the animation and indicate the light. So basically, we just have to get the interaction indication light. How should we do this? Get ignore won't ignore things already tracked by get. I never committed the APK file, so I'm not sure why. I don't think it's up there. I don't think it's in my remote repository. Let me check. No, it's not there. So yeah, so I'm not sure why it was why it might be or might have been prompted to put it up there. Anyway, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a class for the indication light because it's just easier to let it handle its own, you know, display of the light, whether it's on or not. So we're gonna give it a script. That's fine. And we're gonna give it a member variable, which is on. And then, I guess actually we'll just say like trigger. We'll make a function called trigger or toggle. On equals not on. And then if on, animation animation player dot play on else off. Okay, so that should basically do it. Right? We have off and on. Okay. So now when we press the standing button, we just want to call from ref node toggle. We can call this light toggle, and then we don't have any R's. Okay, so that should basically do it. So now we go back to Funhouse 4, and now let's give it a shot. Crashed because can't from string to array. Okay, it doesn't like this. Wait. Oh, this should be an array. Okay, like that. Or let's see. Okay, so I can just not have anything. Alright, I'll do that. Not working. Why? Let's see, play animation player, press. Code button. Let's delete all those real quick. Alright, so we have the code button here. It's got the code button event label. I go to use it. It definitely is doing something, but it's not doing what we need it to do. Let's try something real quick. So this should print something when I go to interact with this, right? Yeah. Okay, so it is doing that. So why isn't it actually playing the press animation? Up, animation player, press true. Let me check something with the remote scene here. So up, animation player. That's weird. I just solved a different problem here. Let's see. True. Huh. Let's see. I'm not sure why this isn't working. Why isn't it playing the animation? Oh. It seemed like it played it really fast or something. Okay, that's right. Yeah, it's playing like super fast. That's weird. But like, that's not what happened in Funhouse 3, right? Like, I can just press the button normally. That's so weird. Why is it different? That's the connection button. Got a brain on it. Code button, we have a brain on it. It's the code button, yeah. Remote. It might be. Let me try just like starting over again. So standing button. NPC brain. Code button. I don't know why it's not animating. That's so weird. Is it something to do with this specific area or something? Let's see. Standing button. Code button's not there. It would be connection button. Oh, it's... Why does this one not work? What? I'm flabbergasted. What's the difference? Oh. I forgot. I forgot something that I did myself. I'm scrambled. My mind is scrambled. Okay. Technology, dude. It's not even technology, it's just me completely forgetting. Smooth forgetting that I implemented this checkbox. Because it doesn't even like make sense. But basically the NPC brain handles animation for the NPC, which doesn't quite make sense. That should probably just be moved out to a different object, because sometimes I want the NPC brain to handle it, and other times I don't. I'm just thinking, like, what would be a better way to handle this? I'll have to come back to that later. I'll come back to that later. For now, we figured it out. So this should work. No, it won't actually. I forgot code. All right, this should work. We should be good now. All right, good. We're working. Now let's go ahead and fix what we changed here. Okay, that. Okay, now we want an indication light. Put that over here. Alright, well at least it's working. Now, why is the light not working? Was it unable to find the light? Yeah, it was unable to find the light. Get note, oh okay. It needs to be like that. Alright, so that kind of works. We don't want to wait for the animation to finish first. We probably want to wait just like half a second before we tell the light to toggle, and that should kind of do it. Nope, needs to be less time. Let's not wait any time. Okay, better. Markedly better. Alright, so now we just have to basically duplicate this. I don't need the 8th one. This one. There we go. Alright, we are... I think we should be basically up and running now. Cool. Now, this is annoying for how long it takes to press the button, so let's wait just like maybe a quarter of a second after pressing the button. Over here, we can do the same thing for the connection button, and we should be better. Not perfect, but better. Alright. Now, something that I completely neglected to mention when I was implementing this is it doesn't really make sense for a puzzle about phone numbers to only have an on and off, right? This is more of a binary puzzle. I mean, phone numbers, you know, they can go from 0 to 9, so this doesn't quite work, you know, honestly. But hey, it's a puzzle, so we'll figure it out. Let's see. So there's 7 lights. It's a puzzle, right? 7 lights. Oh, William says, "Hey, Solar, how have you been?" I've been doing okay. I've been doing alright. I'm working pretty hard on master plan, and things have been going acceptably. Music change. So this works. This conceptually works. Also, Liam says hello. Hello, Liam. Welcome. Let's see. Ziotic also says hello. Hello. I'm just sitting here thinking. So if this is a puzzle, right? So it's a 7-digit phone number that can go from 0 to 1, or that is just 0 and 1s. So I mean, I could do like a binary thing, but that's, you know, most people don't know binary. That's a little much, especially not for the first puzzle like this. I think it should be about, because this entire area is the phone house, so it's about communication. So maybe the puzzle is not necessarily in entering the number, but rather in like maybe it's not about entering the number, maybe it's about interpreting information. Like the hard part isn't this. The hard part is maybe this is like you have to enter the missing number. Right? So maybe it's like 1 through 9 here. Okay, hold on. What if it's 1 through 9? And you have to enter in some information. Let's see. Timmy says you could do one of those where each button flips are a certain set of bits, so you have to arrange the pattern and then press the button in the right order so they all cancel out. Yeah, I could do that. But I feel like I've done that before, though. No, maybe I haven't. I could do that. Or maybe it's not the order of them. But I'm just thinking, like, what if you have to know, you have to figure out, basically, this corresponds to something. Like, what if maybe... Oh, Bundi says, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like that eye puzzle and Deltarune and every hidden object game ever. Pardon me. An ASCII character? Yeah, there's a couple things I could do here. One would be, like, drawing something using these buttons. Another would be like reading or listening to someone talk and then figuring out, like, oh, the missing, let's say, number is 5, and so you have to enter. Wait. Okay, how about this? If we have buttons that represent a series of numbers, so like let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then we can make it so that you have to come up with a number that equates to these buttons, right? So it's kind of like binary, but maybe a little easier for the user, the player, to kind of understand, because they just represent numbers. So, and it's just basic math. So it's like, okay, we're looking for 43. So you have to figure out, basically, that's a little too much. It's not intuitive enough. 1 through 7. Oh. Yeah. Okay. What if it's 1 through 9 and the phone number that you're trying to, or wait. Christian says, what about a flipping game where pressing one button flips all adjacent buttons and you have to turn on all the buttons on? Yeah, that's a similar concept. But I want to avoid kind of basic puzzles like that. But what if there's a phone number and you have to reproduce it using these buttons? So the phone number is like 132 7984. And then you have to put the buttons in the right position. That's definitely an idea. What else? What else? Because if we have like multiple numbers, like let's say you have 1 through 15. Or what if there's buttons missing? So what if there's like 1 blank, 3, 4, 5 blank, 7, 8, 9? If the buttons were missing, that would mean that you couldn't enter those buttons. It's an idea. Okay. Binary puzzle. It'd be easier to understand if there were 8 lights. Lucretia says this background music bangs. Thank you very much. This is an old version of this song, actually. It's not even a new one. Well, okay. Okay. What if... Because it has to do with numbers. It's phone numbers. It's about communication. But it's about communication on a very basic level. It doesn't have to be communication like, you know, I'm telling you the numbers, you input them. What if the buttons correspond to words? And you simply have to press the button that corresponds to the word that appears. Yeah, so it's like a password system. So it's like, you know, this word is like elevated, this word is, you know, truth, this word is justice, etc., etc. And then you have to basically say like, okay, which words do I hear either from an NPC or on a piece of paper? And then you come back and flip the switches. That's an idea. Liam says, what about a little display of binary? I'm not sure what that... Oh, binary. Or a character above which you can see change as you press the buttons to show the result. Oh, that could also work. So, like, it says the number up here. So you can basically kind of suss it out. Okay, I like both of those ideas. I like the first idea as well as something you're trying to get a result visually. Let me write that down here. Give me a note. Okay. And then also, I feel like the word puzzle is pretty solid for now, so I'm gonna start with that. I feel like the binary puzzle is a little bit of an evolution of that, or kind of a growth on that idea. The word puzzle is pretty simple, and this is a simple puzzle because you're just looking for basically did the word appear or not. And this could be expounded upon twice by basically being a situation where you have to find the words that were used in the puzzle or used in this room or these rooms. Another could be like spread across multiple rooms, or maybe you have to choose the words that weren't used. So that's an idea. Okay. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I want to avoid the binary puzzle because it feels like it's a very mathematics and programming focused puzzle. I don't want to do something that people wouldn't really be familiar with. Binary is something that you would, you know, it's pretty basic for computer science nerds, but I mean for people who are like, you know, not interested in computers, you wouldn't normally know it. So I want to kind of eschew away from that if possible. Okay, so let me do a couple more things here with the lighting. Okay, cool. So we're gonna make another map. There we go. Okay, so this is gonna be this map. I never made a darker wall. I suppose. Let's see. Oh, TME5 says, gonna head off. Game looks neat. Best of luck. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Always well appreciated. No, okay. Alright, so this is definitely working out. So we want another scene. It's gonna be house 4, 2. Okay. There we go, target scene, should be maps. Phone house 4. Okay, there we go. Save. Another transport. This is going to be to phone house 4 2. Okay, there we go. Put that over there. 2, save. Okay. So this is definitely starting. Okay, so we got that. Maybe I'll put... Nah, I guess it's fine. Put the phone man in here. Oh, put the phone man there. Okay. Like, why is he sitting in the corner? I think is a very valid question. Oh, wait a second. Do I have another coffee table? I do. Perfect. That's okay. There we go. Okay. Let's kind of... do something with this a little bit. Where did I... Okay, there it is. Okay. Yeah. All right, so that's definitely, I think that's some steps in the right direction. Oh wait, we have a like painting or something, right? Don't I have something I can put on the wall? Oh, there you go. Cool. Okay. So let's give him some dialogue. Phone man, let's give him the NPC brain. Okay, so this is definitely a good start. Phone man. Oh, did I? Oh, okay. Cool. So the general. I'm a little tired now. I've been going for like almost 3 hours. Okay. So yeah, all right. I think I got it. So I don't think I'm gonna use the exact phrasing and text here that I would want, but I'm gonna kind of work it out. So we want to add signs. And we're actually going to skip some to make the player think a little bit. You know what? No. This is a growth of a puzzle that isn't necessary. Let's keep it simple. Let's also make it so that it's just 5. I think. Well, I'm not going to develop the entire puzzle here. Because I feel like I want it to be a little bit of a surprise for the people who are interested. Liam says, do you manage to keep this focus when you're not streaming? I focus harder when I'm not streaming because I'm not talking as much. I can take breaks. So it's easier to focus when it's like, you know, you work for an hour and then, you know, you can get up and stretch your legs and, you know, do something you need to do, like maybe exercise or go outside or whatever, and then come back and work for another couple hours. You know, it's a lot easier to kind of stay on task. But when I'm streaming, because I have to keep talking and, you know, it's a little hard to do. It's harder to focus. I find that it's a lot easier to focus and think when I'm not on stream. So I'm not gonna work on the entire puzzle here because there's a couple of things I want to tweak and a general. I don't want to just give the solution away, but I think this fundamental idea can definitely have a couple iterations, and even then, I have a couple of other things I want to do with this area to kind of grow it out a little bit. And this room is looking fantastic. I love it. So yeah, this is going pretty well. I'm going to try to keep streaming. This is going to be probably it for today's stream, but I want to keep streaming, give it another shot, maybe next Tuesday, or because Monday's usually pretty packed for me, so maybe either on the weekend, maybe Sunday, or next like Tuesday, Wednesday, somewhere around there, because that way I could do it again. I'd like to do it again, but next week's going to be a little bit of an odd week for me. So it's been fun. It's been real. I'm happy to have at least gotten some work done. I haven't done anything on I Know Who I Am for a while because I've been working on Master Plan. So I'm glad to both be getting some headway in that as well as to have made some headway in with I Know Who I Am. So I'm pretty jazzed and I'm eager to see where this goes. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like I just lack the time. I just lack time to get this done and get Master Plan done. But everything is still going good and it's still really shaping up, I think. So anyway, thank you for watching. I've been SolarLoon. It's been real. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side next time, either in a couple of days or next week. Catch you later. See ya.